welcome back. We're going to be out here in the shop today working on the Jeep. So I wanted to spin the camera around and show you what we're working on. Yes, we got the Corvette back from the shop. We're going to be doing a video on that here soon. But the Gladiator is going to be demodified and it's going to be getting traded in. So stay tuned to the end of this video and you can see what I'm getting. But let's get some things off the Jeep. So yes, I do go through a lot of vehicles here. This one here has been a really good vehicle. I really like the max tow package on it and everything. However, it's got 32,000 miles on it. The rebates that are out right now on these Jeep Rubicons and Mojaves and the Sport S's and stuff are really so nice. So I'm going to be trading this one in. I'm going to be getting something a little bit different. So I wanted to go over a couple of things that we're going to be taking off of this. I did already work out and negotiate the trade with the dealership. I'm keeping my front bumper, I'm keeping my hoop, and I'm keeping my lights here, the dirt road cred lights, as well as the pod lights and the tail lights that are from Oracle, and then also keeping my Rugged Ridge hard rolling tonneau cover. And also keeping my toolbox. So those are the things I'm going to be taking off today so that we can swap over to the other Jeep. They will fit the other Jeep. Oh, the side rails. So the side rails I'm keeping as well. So, all right, dropping it off. So the Jeep dealership's going to take off the wheels, tires, front bumper, skid plate, side steps, and tonneau cover. But this is the last time we see this one. I'll show you guys the new one. So taking a look at the new one. No, it's not that one. It's this one back here. That's the new one. So that is a 2025 Gladiator in an anvil color. I'll zoom out here so you guys can see it. 2-inch lift. Those 37s and those wheels are coming off and they're gonna put mine on there instead. My 35s. And my front bumper and side steps and bed cover. So I'll pick this thing up tomorrow night. I'll show you here. Sold. I've got new wheel and tire day. So I did have my Lock off-road wheels moved over from the other Gladiator to this one when I traded it in. These are Toyo Open Country AT3s and Lock off-road crawler wheels with a -12 offset. It's kind of what it looks like. However, I'm just not a fan of that color wheel on this color Jeep. It's just like I tried to order wheels to match my Jeep and they just don't match. So I'm gonna switch them out for something completely different. These are the tires I had on my Mojave that I had back in the day that I wrecked earlier this year. They're 35 1250 17s, and they're gonna go on in place of these tires. And the wheels that I got are right here. They're the Fuel Platinum wheels, -12 offset. And they're a Syndicate is the name of the wheel, Fuel Syndicate wheel. So that's what we're looking at. And next time you see this video, we'll switch over and I'll show you the process of getting those put on, what it looks like. Pretty excited. All right, guys, we are headed to Discount Tire to get these wheels and tires put on. I'm gonna give you a little bit of backstory how this all happened. So my Sport S was great. I loved it. It was the best daily driver for me. It hauled the camper, it hauled the family. I could do truck stuff. I could take the doors and top off and do Jeep stuff. It was perfect, right? Well, it had 33,000 miles on it. It was a Sport S with no lockers. It did have the 410 gears. But I have been thinking long term, I am going to have a Gladiator pretty much the rest of my life, as long as I can get in and out of one, right? So that being said, the rebates right now that are out there were just too good to pass up on the new Rubicons and Mojaves. So I had been looking for a Jeep that had the options that I would have ordered had I ordered a custom order. And my local Jeep dealership, Cross Jeep Chrysler in Louisville, Kentucky, they actually had the Jeep I wanted. And I went and saw it online at first, and it had a 2-inch AEV lift. It had the 37-inch tires, and it had the KMC Hatchet wheels. The truck looked awesome online. I went and looked at it in person. It had all the options I wanted. It had the painted fenders with the black hardtop, which I like that color combo. It had the cloth seats, which I can't stand leather seats in my Jeeps. They take the hot top off and it gets way too hot and scorches your butt. So I don't like that. And it had the options that I would have ordered. Obviously a Rubicon, so it had the 410 gears. It had a great color combo with anvil with the red accents from the Rubicon. So I thought that looked really good. But I didn't like the wheel and tire package. So I ended up getting $8,000 off in rebates, military discount, some other Jeep rebates that were out there as well. But it had to be from a Jeep that was on the lot. Luckily, this one was. So I couldn't custom order one and get these same rebates. So what I did was talk to my sales guy and I said, look, I want to keep my front bumper and bumper hoop. I want to keep my side steps. I want to keep my bed cover, my tonneau cover, and I want to keep my wheels and tires because the 37s are not good for towing a camper, which I need to do. Not with 410 gears. 2-inch lift, I could still keep the 37s and it'd have been fine, but I would have had to re-gear. And I didn't want to re-gear, and I'll tell you a reason why in a second. So I asked, hey, can we work out something where you could keep your wheels and tires and then just let me put my wheels and tires on the new one? And so they said yes. They credited me $1,000 and I could keep my wheels and tires onto the new one. So I got basically $9,000 off the price of the Jeep. Sticker price was $46,000. After taxes, title, dock fee, and everything, I was out the door at $47,000, $46,500, and a half, something like that. So for a Rubicon with a 2-inch lift already, it was a no-brainer. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger. They swapped over my bumper, my side steps, my tonneau cover, my wheels and tires. So that's the way the Jeep sits right now today. But I knew keeping those wheels and tires, they weren't going to stay on this Jeep very long. And the reason why is because the gray anthracite color against the anvil makes it look like I tried to order wheels to match my Jeep and they just don't match. And my OCD is kind of playing havoc with that. So what I decided to do was I decided to go back to a tried and true wheel and tire combo that I loved and should have stuck with in the beginning. When I had my Mojave, I saw wheels and tires. I saw some wheels down at Tennessee in Jeep Invasion whenever I had my 4xe Wrangler. And I was like, I want these wheels on my next Jeep. And I already had nice wheels and tires on my 4xe, so I knew I wasn't putting them on that. But I said, I really like these Fuel Syndicate wheels in the platinum color. And I'm going to put them on my next Jeep. So in January, or whenever I bought my Mojave at the end of 2024, I put those awesome Fuel Syndicate wheels on. Well, in January of this year, 25, I wrecked my Mojave. And when I wrecked my Mojave, I lost those wheels and tires to a total loss. So I don't know why, but whenever I bought the used Gladiator Sport S Max Tow, I went with a cheaper wheel and tire setup, and I went with the Lock Off-Road, which looked great, but they just weren't the Fuel Syndicate, okay? So whenever I traded the Sport S in just the other day, I knew getting this Jeep that I wanted to put the Fuel Syndicate wheels back on in a platinum finish. So that's what I went with. I went ahead and ordered them right out the gate. Same RT Trail Toyo tire that I had on my Mojave. I like the Open Country AT3s, but they just didn't have the character on the sidewall that I wanted. I wanted a little bit more meatier looking sidewall. So that's what I went with. So we're here at Discount Tire now. I'm pulling in. We're going to get these wheels and tires put on. I'll be right back with you guys with a video. Stay tuned. Here they are, guys. Loved how this turned out. The Fuel Platinum Syndicate wheels look great with the Toyo RT Trails. Beautiful color combo on this Anvil Rubicon. And of course, once I was done getting the wheels, time to head over to Pro Tint to get the front windows tinted. Hey, I really appreciate you guys checking out my video today. There's going to be a lot more to come with this build, so make sure you stay tuned, subscribe. We'll see you next time.